All right, you guys, we are here with Miss Nicolle, you all, and I just love her. Once again, you all, meeting women virtually from all over the world. And I feel like I've known her even for a long time too, and we've never met in person either.
So, well, hopefully in September, hopefully.
I know, September, Menocon. You all are probably like, September, where y'all going on vacation or something? You all, we will be having Menocon September 16th through the 17th. So the Ultimate Women's Menopause and Women's Wellness Conference, where we're going to be talking about menopause and all the aspects of women's wellness. And so menopause is not just the symptoms that you find on Google or anything. It's more than that, right? It can become financial, it's mental. More women are having anxiety. Other things are coming up from not being able to take hormones, or what hormones should I take, or all of these different questions. So we have experts in the field. And then if you're an entrepreneur, or you're like, you know what, I think I want to become an entrepreneur, or I just want to do something on the side. Look, we're going to have entrepreneurs there who are doing their thing in their industry as well. So look, it's going to be a lot of fun. But who am I, right? You're probably like, look, you just got on a whole tangent. Right, reel it back in. I'm not going to blame it on menopause. Reel it back in. So I'm Carlika Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And like I said, we're here with a dear friend, Nicolle. And we're just, of course, what are we talking about again? Y'all should already know this by now. We're talking about menopause. It's Menopause March Madness. And we're not upset, right? We're smiling and everything. We're not mad. But I am mad. I'm mad that we're not talking about the topic as much as we should. I am mad that it's not mainstream in the media. I am mad that more women are feeling ashamed to even have their name mentioned in the phrase of menopause. So yeah, I'm a little mad, but it's in a good way, right? I'm not getting ready to go to jail or nothing. So we're good. So Nicolle, welcome. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let people know who you are, what you do, all those amazing things.
My name is Nicolle Wilkinson. I'm a licensed architect and a certified construction manager. I live down in Yuma, Arizona, all the way on the border of California, Arizona, and Mexico. And this is Calexico, California, where I'm actually a consultant of the federal government helping with a border port of entry project. I basically got punched in the face with menopause last Christmas after Christmas a year ago. So it would have been 2020 Christmas into 2021. Got punched in the face with menopause after I got home from a trip from Hawaii, which we can talk about how that happened. And so I spent most of 2021 trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with me and how to fix it. And every day something new broke, and I had to find a new way to fix whatever that thing was. And it was like jumping all these flaming hurdles. And just like you said, menopause has been taboo to talk about. You and I found each other talking about it. Same thing when I had a miscarriage. Miscarriage is taboo. So let's talk about the taboo things, because I didn't know 1 in 3 women have a miscarriage when I had mine. And so I talk about that all the time and support women with that. And then now with menopause, nobody talks about it, and we're all suffering, and you don't have to suffer.
Wow. So you all look at that, menopause and miscarriages, right? 2 topics. Nicolle, you are so right. A lot of people, even when it comes to miscarriages, it's kind of like a blowover thing, right? It's like, oh, well, and I've never had a miscarriage, so I can't totally say I can relate. But what I can say is I've had friends, I've had relatives have miscarriages, and the brokenness and different things that they do feel. And I'm like, that's a part of them that was lost. And so though I had surgical menopause and I felt like, okay, a part of me is gone. Of course, all of that reproductive stuff was gone. But you're right. A lot of people don't talk about miscarriages the same way I heard people tell me, oh, women have go into menopause and have hysterectomies all the time. You'll be okay. It's almost the same mindset when it comes to miscarriages, and depending on how early or late the miscarriage was, I've heard people say, unfortunately, oh, that was you just passed a blob of blood.
Yeah. And the thing is not everybody may suffer a miscarriage. It's 1 in 3 women, right? So we're talking cisgender females. If you are a cisgender woman, you're going to go through menopause, even if you do it surgically like you did, or me with nature punching me in the face. In my own case, I was 50 years old and I was still taking low-dose, Western Fay, low-dose birth control. And you may say, well, why? I want everybody to go look up Malcolm Gladwell and the story he published about birth control and how the Catholic Church was involved with birth control and the pill. We are having far too many menstrual cycles, and that's actually increasing cancer rate. So Malcolm Gladwell, birth control. I want everybody to read this, okay? I didn't want to have my menstrual cycle. I liked being on the low Western Fay, low dose estrogen. What happened was we got home from Hawaii and my prescription didn't arrive. And I looked at my husband and I was like, okay, let's be realistic here. I'm 50. I'm probably menopausal. I don't think we have to worry about, an unexpected pregnancy at this point. So I just went off of it, which my OB was going to do anyway. Right. And I got hit. Supposedly there's 34 symptoms of menopause. I swear I got hit with all 34 of them at once. It was instant weight gain, instant lack of energy, zero libido, my poor husband and my poor me, right? Constipation, lack of sleep, and hot flashes aren't what I expected. Mine were a combination of the adrenaline rush you get, like when you're falling asleep driving, with nausea. And every day it was something different. And I just felt like I looked in the mirror and I was like, who is this person? This isn't the person that I knew through my 40s. And the one thing that kept coming up over and over again, I was at the hair salon, was butt pellets. Everybody kept telling me, get on the butt pellets, get on the butt pellets. I'm like, what the heck are these butt pellets? And I started researching it. And I had about a dozen girlfriends in their 30s, all the way into their 70s, that were on these butt pellets. And what it is BIOTE is the manufacturer that I use. They do a small procedure, make a small incision in your buttock, and they insert estrogen and testosterone hormones that are plant-based. And I did that because my OB had recommended the patch, and it kept falling off, and it only treated the hot flashes. It wasn't treating any of the other symptoms. And that's why I gave up, and I finally said, I got to try this butt pellet thing. And I am telling you, for me and for many of my girlfriends, it has been a panacea. And I mean a panacea. I still have the brain fog a little bit, but every other symptom is gone. My libido back, my energy level. The way that we talk about it with my doctor, I have a 40-year-old male doctor who is also treating himself with the testosterone. His wife is a doctor. She also uses it. It's preventative. People have this misconception in my non-medical degree field, okay, that the hormones cause cancer. As it's been explained to me, that's not the case. They will feed it if you have it. But let's think about this. You have no energy, so you sit on the couch, so you gain weight, so you're not exercising. What happens? Health problems, blood pressure, heart, right? So when I started the butt pellet treatment, I had the energy to go to the gym now. I'm working with a coach, Kelly Nicolle, also off of LinkedIn, to help lose some of the weight. So it's all preventative stuff.
Right. And I love that, because I do think that there's just a misconception a lot of times with the options that are available, that I can, and let me speak for myself, because you all, once again, disclaimer, none of this is giving you medical advice or diagnosing you. These are just our own personal experiences and some things that you're able to go read, research, and talk with your medical provider. Let me just say that. Absolutely. So for me, I didn't feel like I had enough options presented to me. HRT was presented to me, but the way that it was presented, it scared me. And I was just like, oh, well, no. And so I'm not taking it. No, I don't want it. And so I never went back to say, hey, what other options are available? Or now I'm in a better space, because I was thrown into menopause at the age of 30. So you're talking to a 30-year-old who's like recovering, still in her season of anorexia and having an eating disorder. So all I remember the doctor saying, you're going to gain weight. Yeah, it makes you gain weight. You'll gain weight. You'll gain weight. So of course, with my mindset, I had checked out sitting there, because I'm like, oh no, I'm not getting ready to gain weight. I'm not getting on something to make me gain weight. Are you crazy? Right. So it just scared me. So I didn't have any other options. That was the only option presented. And then I never went back. And so now, even when I go to my primary care, a lot of times they forget that either you had a hysterectomy or something like that. And you're like, well, hey, I had a complete hysterectomy. And they're like, oh. So just recently, I had to go in, and because of the things that they're testing out and different things, he was like, well, I can't give you any hormones right now because of the things that we're testing out, such as I had something attack my liver some years ago that put me in the hospital for 14 days.
Wow.
Exactly. Just recently, we found out that my RF factor, for some reason, and my liver enzymes are elevating. So he was like, well, I can't put you on anything right now.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And that's just it. One thing to another, right? One thing, fix one symptom, and then you have something else pop up. And how do you fix that without the side effects from something else? And that's what's so frustrating. That's why I kept reaching out. It seemed to me that there's more of this dialogue occurring in Great Britain. I've seen a lot of dialogue in Great Britain occurring, and I know you've connected with some of those same people. And so I'm really thankful for that. The sad part is that in some of the Middle Eastern countries, the women are afraid to talk about it, and they've kind of chastised some of us for talking about it, saying all this is doing is giving more ammunition to the men that want to say this is why women shouldn't work. And I'm like, no, this is giving ammunition to you so you know how to go to fix the symptoms so that you can keep working. Exactly. And it's just so frustrating. And everyone I talk to has such different symptoms to deal with. You're in your 30s dealing with it. I made it all the way to my 50s before it hit me, but it's been such a struggle for the past year. And I'm still not the person I recognize in the mirror, and that's going to happen when you get older anyway, but at least feeling like her again. The other thing is, I want to say this to all you 20-something-year-olds, because there's a bunch of 20-something-year-olds that you're looking at these women in their 50s and 60s, and I was one of them, and you look at these women and they're like, they don't have a waist. I am never going to let that happen to me. Well, I said that too. And you know what? You wake up on your 50th birthday and that's your birthday present. You don't have a waist anymore. So listen to us, because we're trying to help you now so that you don't have to struggle like we did trying to figure out what the heck to do. And you're right. Hormone replacement therapy is not for everyone. And what I love about what you're doing is you're getting all these women that have found a solution, right? And saying, here's this product, here's this product. If you can't do this, try this. You know, and there's just so much information that you're really helping to spread within the United States that's so hugely important so that women have a good quality of life and that we can continue working and being productive.
And I think that's, for me, that's the biggest thing, the awareness, letting women know, because when I felt like I didn't have any options, we have options. You just have to be able and willing to talk, right? Without feeling ashamed, without feeling like someone's going to look at you like, oh my God, she's old. You know, I get all the time like, oh, you're too young to be in menopause. And I'm like, I'm not. I've met women younger than me who've had a full hysterectomy, or they went medically and had chemo that threw them into menopause. You're not too young, because we don't know.
Right. Yeah. I have a girlfriend, her mother had, either stage 3 or stage 4, I think, ovarian. And so the two daughters both were tested for that BRCA gene, and my girlfriend tested positive. So she went ahead in her 40s, had the hysterectomy. She's probably also going to go ahead with the double mastectomy, because I think that reduces your chances of the cancer by over 50% as well. Same thing that Angelina Jolie did. And so it's really a matter of being able to, you know, we don't know everything. And we're not doing this to be influencers. We're doing this because we were so frustrated, and we don't want more women to have to suffer. Like, I don't want anybody to suffer the way that I was those first 6 months. It was horrible. And I'm, on top of that, I'm in a very high pressure, high stress job. So I'm still supposed to function at a very high level. And I just was struggling so hard. We just don't want anybody else to struggle.
Right. And that's my memory. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people think, oh, well, why are they doing this? Or why are they always speaking? Or she's always talking about menopause. I am, because I have a heart. I know what I went through with no guidance, no support, a bunch of pamphlets, trying to Google, trying to look at YouTube, trying to figure out what can I do to help me so that the people even around me aren't feeling so many things from me, because I don't understand what's going on. So you're absolutely right, Nicolle. We're doing this for awareness. We're doing this because, number one, we don't have to be quiet, right? Like, we don't have to. We have a right to speak up, and then just sharing with other women that you're not alone. You're not by yourself. I felt like I was the only woman in the world who had a hysterectomy at that time, right? Because everyone else around me hadn't had one. So how are you telling me how I feel? But they were quick to tell me, oh, you'll be fine. It's just a hysterectomy, or women have hysterectomies all the time. So my question to them was, are you one of them?
Yeah. Right. My mom didn't have menopausal symptoms. When I talked to her, she's 80. She's like, I didn't have all of that, which is good because she hit menopause when I basically hit puberty. So, but yeah, she didn't go through all of it. So she doesn't understand, that's why when I talk to other people that go through it, it's just comforting to know that you've got other people you can speak with for guidance. You hosted these menopause and mimosas. And I actually had to work a night shift over here on the construction site, but I was like, by God, I am going to call into this thing. And I was so glad I did, because just like you said, it was just reassuring to hear different stories. Your experience is not the same as my experience. And here's what we did. And this is how you find stuff. And the women who had all the products, the cooling things that you put on your body, or the menopause bars, boss bars. And it was just refreshing to hear from other people what their journey was to try to treat their own treatments.
And guess what? Everyone, even those companies, Tammy Lee, you all with her Opal Cool products, Julie Gordon with Balsa bars. I love her fiber bars. They definitely keep you full and give you that. You need a little bit of chocolate in your life, right? Lori King and Celeste with the Care Beauty products, because a lot of times we have all of this skin, right, that we're just like, oh, let me just wipe it with some soap and water and different things, but not realizing that your elasticity and all of these things, and women at old, in menopause and different things as we transition, can get adult acne and, some problems that we didn't even have in our young, 20s and different things. So there's products, and I just went on a search, and every day I'm researching, literally every day. I'm looking for companies. Because what may work for someone else, all, menopause is not a one size fits all. It is. It's not a one size fits all. So we're just bringing you the education. We're bringing you experiences. We're bringing you expertise. We're bringing you products and different things. And we're talking about all the aspects of it, right? From mental, from your stress, from being employed. And you're right, Nicolle, the UK and different places, a lot of them, they're doing a lot.
They are doing a lot, but this hormone treatment thing is a big deal. I found out from talking to a woman in Sweden and Britain that the hormone treatment here is a lot more readily available than over there. That is one thing where the United States has definitely taken the lead on. And it might not be for everybody, but for me, oh my God, I'm so thankful.
Well, Nicolle, I know, I've talked to some women, and some women want to take treatments or get some treatment. Whether it's pellets, whether it's HRT and different things. Some of their main issues and concerns, though, they can't afford it. They're
it's not covered by insurance. And it's not covered by insurance. It's about $350 every 12 weeks. But I put it in this perspective. My manicures and pedicures cost me about that monthly, if not anyway, right? So you want to do your own manicure and pedicure, or do you want to feel like yourself again? When I put it in those terms, then people usually are like, oh, okay, not so bad. But yeah, why? It's preventative medicine. Why isn't it covered by insurance? So that's one of the things that I want to champion next is talking to the healthcare companies. Why can't you cover BIOTE? Why can't you cover these plant-based hormones or other hormone treatment at all? If you cover the patch, they'll cover an estrogen patch, but they won't cover this preventative thing. I don't understand that.
I said the same thing. Trust me, it is wrote down in my journal book. And I'm just like, I'm going to start calling these insurance companies, because there are women who are saying, I would love some type of plan. But then when they go and have the consult and different things, they're just like, even when you tell them, look, it's an investment in yourself. I think that's very important for us to invest in ourselves. But some people with so many things going on, some people are like, I just can't afford that.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, you can't not afford it. You can't. My construction trailer cat has just crawled in here. Hold on a second.
Was it Smokey?
Smokey just came in. For those who don't know Smokey, follow her on LinkedIn. This is Smokey, the construction trailer kitty.
Yes, Smokey is all, look, the adventures of Smokey, okay? It's a whole, it needs to be a whole little sitcom, a whole little show, okay?
He's a little feral cat that has adopted me, so I'm going to try to take her to the vet Friday. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, I was having a fog-a-pause moment, couldn't think of her name, was Stacey London. Your connection with Stacey London and everything that she's doing for menopause awareness now is fabulous. I mean, I loved her back when she was on What Not to Wear, and when you had her that one day, I can't believe more people didn't tune into that. And so I started following her and what she's doing about menopause awareness too. And I think that's super important that you've got women from different walks of life that are all sharing this information together to try to encourage and support each other. And I love what she's doing.
Yes, she's doing some amazing things. State of Menopause she's the CEO of State of Menopause, cooling sprays. You all, there are a lot of different companies out there. Womanist, Care Beauty. It just depends on what you're looking for, what you're needing at that particular moment in your life. I feel like some of the products and things are what you need at that time. It's very important for us to take our vitamins and different things. Once again, consult your medical professional, consult your doctor to see what's best for you, because menopause is, once again, one of those things. It's not a one size fits all, but the community is growing. And I think the camaraderie and community that all menopausal women share with each other is just saying, I'm here to support you. I may not experience the same symptoms or anything, but I'm just here to support you. I'm a listening ear. And I think for me, that's the most amazing thing, is that women from all over the world are just coming together to say, look, we're here for you.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about Menocon a little bit and tell people what you're doing?
Oh gosh. So Menocon, once again, September 16th through 17th, you all, we have some amazing speakers coming from Pennsylvania, Chicago, Virginia, different
places.
This
is going to be in Georgia, but are you going to do it virtual too, or only in person?
Oh, so we're still deciding on that, because we're deciding if we're going to do both, but it is currently live. It is an in-person event right here in St. Mary's, Georgia. And if you all don't know where that is, I didn't either when we first moved here. We're not in Atlanta. We're Southeast Georgia. So we're right at the border. We're in coastal Georgia, right at the border of the Georgia-Florida line. And so September is going to be nice and warm. Nice. I can't even say warm. It's going to be nice and hot, because we already have pollen now. Thank God for the rain. Wash some of the pollen away. But we're going to have some amazing speakers. We'll have vendors. And then we're just bringing the everyday woman, because a lot of the menopause, well, really, I've only seen one menopause conference with NAMI. And that's a great organization to get connected to, as far as the level of expertise from different companies and different ones coming in with resources and products and all of these amazing things. But we're talking to the everyday woman, right? They're saying, look, I work my 9 to 5 or whatever those hours are for you. And before I get to menopause, I want to have this information. And even though if I'm in menopause, look, let me just connect. This is going to be a great time to network. This is because we're going to have our SIP shop and that time as well. So this is going to be great for networking, even for corporations and businesses, right? This is a great time for you to get your products and services in front of the woman who's actually going through menopause, or who's going to get to menopause, where she's like, look, they said I can contact this person, look into this. And so that's what we're bringing. It's going to be fun too, because Menopause and Mimosa, even virtually, was fun. So you all, if you thought I was fun, because I'm hosting, okay? So if you thought I was fun on virtually, just imagine in person, where I can actually touch you.
Great.
And yes, you can wear your mask and all those different things, all those measures will be in place. But if you thought it was something virtually on the screen, get to meet me in person.
Absolutely. I mean, that'll be great. And that's the thing, is it's surprising to me. This is still such, in my opinion, an untapped demographic in the marketplace. Why people aren't taking more advantage of this, I don't know, because like you said, it's everything from health, beauty, fitness, hormone replacement, alternative to hormone replacement, cooling products for hot flashes, support, everything. There's just such a huge opportunity for people in the marketplace that are willing to do a little research. And like you said, too, to reemphasize, you don't want to wait until menopause punches you in the face to have a plan and to know what's available to you depending on certain options. I jokingly said, hi, Smokey. I jokingly said, I don't remember if you remember that book, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I remember when I was a kid in middle book that all the little girls read when they had their period, right? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Well, there needs to be an Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret for menopause. Somebody needs to write that book for menopausal women to hand to the women that are going through this that don't know what they're experiencing or what the heck why is this happening to me? Right? Like I kept waking up going, dear God, just because I went off of birth control, this is everything that I have to go through now.
Right. I agree. And I totally agree with you that more should be readily available, because if we talk about our menstrual cycles and all of these things, talk about the first period to the last period.
Right. And
that might be a title of a book I might come out with. First period to the last period.
There you go. Write it. We need it. Like everything, all the information you're collecting, it needs to be there for somebody. There was a book, and I'm having a fog of pause moment. My college roommates recommended to me something about the period and the cycle. I'll find it later. And so she's knocking stuff off on my desk right now. Good girl. So I read that, but it was just, it just made it clear to me that there's not enough dialogue happening about it. And, just for women to know, you're going to go through these things to some extent. It might be very minor to very severe, like what you and I experienced, and you're not alone. And reach out. There's tons of groups, contacts on Facebook and LinkedIn, and products and services. And that's what I'm so grateful for having met you, and what you're trying to do and highlight is wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Nicolle, look, I know Nicolle, you are probably like, did she say, yes, she's an architect. She's building things, but more so she's building herself back up, because she is working out and doing all these amazing, how are the workouts going before we leave?
Good. I got my energy back. One of the things that I suffered from is because I had to commute a lot. I commuted 300 miles for 5 years. And so I was in a car a lot. And so my hips, lots of pain, just even walking the job site. And that was one of the main things that I just wanted to gain strength. It wasn't about becoming Elizabeth Hurley, a bikini model in my 50s, right? It was just feeling good, feeling healthy, and feeling confident. And so I go a couple of times a week with my husband and my son, and it's really just about strength training. I was in pain just walking the construction site for several months. I don't have that pain in my hips anymore because of the strength training. So that is huge, just to be able to do your job. I was afraid to walk. Like I always jokingly talk about that scene in Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock, where she comes out looking all hot and face plants. I was so worried every day I was going to come out and face plant on the job site in front of everybody. That's how just unstable I felt in my walking, of all things, Wow. And women who fall and have injuries, hips or concussions, then you're out. And so we can laugh about it on one hand, but it's still very serious.
It is. It's very serious. So congratulations to you and you all. That's encouraging too, right? Get up and move. And it's not about running a 5K.
No.
It's not, I'm telling you, in menopause, I've met women who said, I was running and running, I was still gaining weight. It is really with the strength training that's going to help with your muscles. It's going to help with your bones. It's going to help with your structure to, and like Nicolle said, to just get to feeling healthier and feeling like yourself. And so, Nicolle, I just want to say thank you for your yes, for joining me on today. You and Smokey, she made her appearance and different things. So that's amazing. And let everyone know how they can connect with you as well.
On LinkedIn through Carlika. I'm one of her connections. You can find me, Nicolle Wilkinson. There's a picture of me in a hard hat on there. So please feel free to connect. I use LinkedIn ad nauseum, and I love using LinkedIn and connecting with people and helping people.
Well, thank you. Look, hopefully I'll see you in September. So you all
plan on it.
We'll be here, and we're gonna keep having these conversations one woman at a time. So Nicolle, thank you, and have an amazing day, everyone.